Well, welcome to the Better One podcast. I'm Josh. That's Tyler. And we don't have a good one. We have a better one over here.
We're going to start off today. Basically, we're going to give you the rundown of the format that we're going to do. It's basically like e-news in podcast version. And we're going to give you a better option to listen to.
Yeah, because we have a better banter than most do. And, you don't want to see Ryan Seacrest giving you all the news that you wanted.
Like I said, everyone's got a busy life. We all have different jobs. There's different ways you can get your news, and we want to be that better option.
So we want to catch you up. We definitely have a pick six later on where we dedicate it to the sport of the day, which is football, because it's Sunday, of course. We take 6 beers. We do a little flight tasting out of our solo cups.
Basically, full random. We go into Total Wine. We pick 6 beers at random, and we try them.
And then closing arguments is our last and final, where we kind of argue out one of the topics that we're going to talk about here today, which I believe is the Lil Wayne scenario.
Concert, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so to start, we're going to segue it into the Joker movie, which, in case nobody knows, it's starring Joaquin Phoenix, which is the, older, less...
No Country for Old Men, her...
Yeah, we got the shit end of the stick, in
Basically,
other words. With
always plays a strange character that is usually more quiet than normal.
Right, and, we could have had River Phoenix play the Joker, which would be pretty cool, and then you'd have, Johnny Depp, no, man, you're not doing it right.
But then I can't say Joaquin.
Yeah, well, they can't say
Joaquin.
So this story revolves around that they had extras in subway cars, which kind of sounds like the Dark Knight scenario to me too. Where they have the hostages on the ferry kind of scenario. I'm sure they're gonna
pull from the same things no matter what.
Probably. So these extras were locked on subway cars in New York City for 3 hours without a bathroom break,
which still sounds better than actually having to sit in the theater and watch.
Right. Well, and also having to sit through Suicide Squad, in my validated opinion.
Yeah.
So these extras ended up having to piss on the railroad tracks, or subway tracks, however you want to put it. So much so that one of them went and reported them to the union, and we're not gonna do this.
We're not gonna take
it.
Yeah,
kind of.
No, we're not gonna take it.
So, to me, I have hope that this movie will be good, but if this is the only story we're getting from it so far,
I'd like to see it succeed in a way, because I think the Joker actually deserves it to be a successful standalone movie, because he does have a good backstory, and that it's always going to be someone's favorite in Batman. Joker is going to be, they like the antagonist, they want him to have a good movie on a standalone.
9 times out of 10, if you ask somebody who their favorite villains are in Batman series, they're going to say Joker first.
It's Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze all day.
Yeah. Well, that's still part of the universe, with George Clooney with his Batman suit nipples. Yeah. It's kind of weird. So, I don't know. Robert De Niro's in it, which that's kind of cool, and it's set back in the 80s, so it's supposed to give us kind of a broader picture of how he got started. But it's also directed by Todd Phillips, which I believe is the guy who did the Hangover movies, which I'm I don't think...
I think you're right.
I don't think they should have picked him as the director,
directing, it's different being a director than,
That's true. If you...
Just because you directed a comedy movie doesn't mean you're going to make a comedy when you're doing a drama film.
Yeah, and just like Leonardo can do a comedy and can also do, a serious role, for example. Next topic up is Cardi B and Fran Drescher, which I thought I'd never hear in the same fucking sentence in my life.
Guess which thing they're going to star in together.
Fran Drescher was in an interview recently and basically said that she wanted to have Cardi B in the reboot of The Nanny, if they ever did one. I don't know if one's in the works, which...
I don't know who's missing The Nanny.
Yeah, but can you just imagine, I'm Fran Drescher. Cardi B. And just imagine, them babysitting culture, my titties need duct tape, y'all. Well, she doesn't sound like Jessica Simpson. I don't know where that came from.
So it's deep-seated type of accent.
Yeah, that was, sorry about that. That wasn't really...
That backwoods boys.
That didn't really do Cardi B justice. That was more Jessica Simpson after the Newlywed Show.
Just stick your fingers in your ear and then, poke to your eardrums and you got it.
Personally, I never watched The Nanny. I caught it a couple times when you can't sleep at night.
The Nanny's not that bad, but yeah, it's kind of the same way. I was probably around 9 years old when it was out, and it was always on Nick at Night.
Yeah.
And I remember wanting to skip it because I used to watch Who's the Boss a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
Danza.
I'd pick Tony Danza over that.
Yeah.
The next thing that I saw that caught my eye was Haley Steinfeld is going to host the MTV EMA Awards, which if you don't know what EMA is...
Jerry Seinfeld's daughter?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. The EMAs are the European Music Awards, and I just thought that was pretty obscure for her because we haven't really...
I don't know why when you showed me EMAs that I thought I knew what it was, and then you said it, and then I realized I didn't know what it was.
Well, I'm just thinking, I'm like, is it... Because you know how the MTV Moon Man, is it like a Russian cosmonaut as the award? You know what I mean? I don't know. She the last time I saw her, she was in a fucking Post-it commercial. So I was like, yeah, her career is really doing well.
She's just trying to stick around, man.
Yeah, after True Grit, I guess it just didn't really work out for her. I don't know.
You don't even watch the True Grit movie?
I didn't personally.
I don't remember.
I like the classic, but
Yeah,
I think
classic's better.
I think our boy Stevie saw it and was like, it was terrible.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Which, I mean, he's pretty Roger and Ebert Roper kind of guy. The other one that me and Tyler personally
It's my
cracked
favorite
up,
one.
Yeah, we cracked up about a lot this week was the fake news. Bill Cosby getting hit by a chicken patty in prison.
It's something that I wanted to be real so bad. I went to bed every night just wanting to wake up that it was real.
Well, just to set the scene, like it's just like one of those like Oz type prison settings, and poor blind Bill Cosby is sitting there, and then he just
stop the violence.
Yeah, and they hit me with the chicken patty, and I can't see where they at.
My whole logic behind it is that he's only been in prison for 2 weeks, and he's supposed to be there like what 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
And
he's 81. He'll be 91.
The first news that came out about Bill Cosby being in jail was that he got sniped by a chicken patty across a prison lunchroom.
American Sniper style. But then, lo and behold, it came out that it was fake news, so I assume it was just something that probably an inmate called TMZ about. Excuse me.
You're ruining it. You're ruining everything we work for.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Go,
Edith, will you stifle it?
Stifle yourself, Edith. But I mean, I personally think he got what he deserved, so it's just funny that was the first thing that these inmates could kind of come up with to slander his name in prison.
Yeah, you don't even get the Tyson chicken patty. You get this knockoff, off-brand.
Yeah, that's probably
freezer burnt.
Yeah, and God knows what they got in the commissary there. He'd be pissed if they didn't have his pudding pops. The other thing that will be a subject of our closing arguments is the Lil Wayne concert that erupted in shots, quote unquote.
It's basically someone screamed out "shots fired" during the concert, and it shut down the whole thing. And
people went scrambling, jumping over the chain link fence.
And I think people got injured from it.
Yeah, I think like 12 people. It said.
Yeah, something like that.
Which it's kind of. I don't know. To me, that's in poor taste, especially like the different rap stars. Like,
especially like it's the culture of these times,
right? And people are already kind of in fear.
Yeah, you're on edge every time you go out to something that it's that big of an event,
right? And not to mention like everything not everything, but most of what Lil Wayne's done has gunshots in it or like talked about in it. So you don't know, and plus he bangs as a blood, so you don't know who's there to make a point nowadays.
He bang.
He bang. He gang bang.
I don't know your name. I just want to bang bang.
So we'll get back to that later on for our closing arguments. Now we're at what I would like to call my favorite
Josh's
article.
Personal vendetta.
This is where I get a little serious with y'all because if
you want a little segue, you want to talk to the audience.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a little close.
Thanks, Tyler. I'm going to take the mic right now. So. What?
Get a little moody, get a little
yeah, we're getting a little moody on him. Like,
listen
to my dulcet tones in a whisper. No, I'm not going to make you do that. So
you can put the mic back on the table.
Okay. Sorry.
We're back.
Don't touch the merchandise.
We're back.
So with Katy Perry, obviously those that are listening know me well enough that Katy Perry is my bride to be, and I'm not talking like the guy that shot Reagan, like with Jodie Foster type love.
I mean, you could turn it into that. I'd be a little flattered in a way.
I love Katy Perry. Bang, bang, bang.
We were meant to be together.
Kill John Lennon.
John Lennon's already dead.
Oh yeah. But apparently she's taking a break from music to focus on her emotional and spiritual state, which to me is...
I'm just so thrilled about and excited to hear about her prosperous journey.
It's a load of bullshit, if you ask me, because she, in this article in particular, I think it was by Entertainment Weekly, she talks about her love and from her rock, Orlando Bloom, but it's just...
I want to talk about your hand motions that they can't see, and I wish they could.
Yeah. As I go like this.
The rising sun.
Yeah, like I'm doing a rising sun right now, because that's how jealous I am of Orlando Bloom. But any other... and I know you can't like not... Well, you can't argue me on my Katy Perry knowledge, but you'll probably lose. And most of the articles she's been in as of late, she hasn't even mentioned, dude. So I'm like...
She hasn't even talked about me.
Yeah. And she hasn't talked about me either. I'm just waiting for it. But, I mean, the last album she did was kind of and I'm sure a lot of pop fans will, or Katy Perry fans will kind of agree with me.
You can even tell, like, she used to litter the radio.
Right.
With the songs that she had. She had multiple top 10 songs that were out, and now you don't hear her at all.
And what's interesting is she kind of went the way of... I mean, Taylor Swift, with this new album, she kind of brought one new song back, or one hit on the radio, but they were both going the way of the ghost. Like, you wouldn't hear them on the radio unless it was, like, their old stuff.
I feel like if you get one hit on the radio, at least per album, I feel like that's good enough.
Right.
Especially if you're a popular pop star.
Popular pop star. Popular pop star. Say that 5 times. Popular pop star. Popular pop star.
Yeah, that's successful to you because the goal is to be on the radio because most of the time they're not as explicit as other genres of music.
Right. And, I feel like Katy was kind of reaching because, like, I forget what song it was, but she had, like, the Stranger Things kids in the music video. And then the Bon Appetit video with the Migos, that was, like...
Stupid.
Cringe-worthy at best. So
there's a lot of Bon Appetit as well.
You know it's bad when I am going, what are you doing, Katy? Why, Catherine? Why? So, I don't know. I wish her the best, but I'd rather her, like, come back and get out of this, like, pseudo Miley Cyrus circa 2013 to 2016-ish.
I just wish she didn't look like a goose.
Yeah. Yeah, and in this article in particular, she's wearing angel or goose wings.
What about a picture just so you can see what it looks like?
Yeah, just because it's pretty
borderline.
It's a travesty.
Like have you ever seen like those Victoria's Secret fashion shows?
Yeah, like, it's like the angels.
This is fashion.
Yeah, but this one's like it looks like Harvey Birdman is what she's going for almost,
or like the 3 boob thing.
Right? Yeah.
Future.
Do you want to segue us into the next one?
What are we on here?
The Ryan Lochte story.
Yeah. So I want to bring up Ryan Lochte because he's a Florida native, top tier Olympian. Second most winningest Olympics swimmer of all time, and pretty much after that whole Rio incident of where he basically got drunk, robbed a store, he's been in more trouble. Right, and this time it looks like he got drunk at a hotel, and then. Meanwhile, drove off and like rear-ended some woman. Well, he basically he was in Newport Beach and he got like basically into an argument and drunk and disorderly situation, and then he went to Florida to basically get away from all that, and then he rear-ended a car and he called the police, for the ambulance on the accident scene. Right. And I thought it was kind of interesting because when I first saw it, it was more or less it sounded like he told on himself, and the first, like, preliminary reports didn't say he was drinking, but then now, like, a few days later, it's like he was drunk, and I'm like, that's pretty funny, though. He's like, oh, dude, I just hit somebody. It's just, to me, it's kind of sad, because it's kind of nice to have something you can kind of be proud of in the Olympics to see that. Right, especially a UF graduate, too. And that everyone, they're holding against, say, Michael Phelps for, his, like, drug scandal, right. Smoking weed and stuff like that. Yeah. But then you see Ryan Lochte's fall from grace, and it's almost like he can't help himself, but no one's helping him still. Yeah, and I mean, it almost kind of like Johnny Manziel. Like, he has all the tools to help himself, but he's not. And it's sad, but he could turn it around if he really put his adult. Right, yeah. He has his big boy Speedo on now. He could actually do something to kind of better himself and get back in there, even if it's commentating for like the next Olympics. Yeah, man, if he cleans up his act, he's going to be around for a long time. He's you can work for NBC Sports and commentate things like that.
Right, even if it's like the like collegiate like
badminton.
Yeah, like relay, or something.
Yeah.
Like at least it'd be interesting. Oh, Ryan Lochte's on. Yeah, I guess I'll watch this.
Whatever pays the bills. Man.
I saw like it was a couple months ago. It was the CrossFit Games, and I'm like, good Lord, turn this off.
Boy, do I DVR that every time it comes on.
And I was just laughing because it was like. I was like, well, here comes the tire flip, and lo and behold, they were fucking flipping tires, and then they were doing the box jumps, and I'm like, why is this even like an organized sport for that matter?
Me strong, me jump box.
Yeah, I jump up, box down, jump up, down. And they can't lie though, these girls were like really like they could like probably kill me with one of their biceps.
You ever seen that girl who crushes the watermelon between her thighs?
Yeah, that's exactly
something like that.
Those are like them. Yeah, exactly.
Something I dream about.
So the one, I guess, I laughed at this one because Taylor Swift is in the news this week, and it was about her voting Democrat.
Guess what, y'all? She's a Democrat.
Yeah, and I don't really give a fuck. Spoiler alert.
Whoa. Yeah, they're mad at her because she's from Tennessee, which I'm pretty sure she still has voting rights in.
Right.
Which I don't really understand because I'm sure she doesn't live there.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm not really sure because I don't care too much. But I don't know why her political views would come up at all. Like, I don't know why you're sitting around the dinner table. You hear that Taylor Swift don't vote Republican?
Well, grease my cornbread and call me a badger. What the hell? But I mean, I don't know. Like, it's like, do you think she was singing?
I don't care about no feller's opinions. Yeah. As long as my natty light is cold in the fridge.
Hell yeah. And, you got your Kodiak Snus. That's all you need, brother.
It's in pouches, so it doesn't get stuck in your teeth.
So, to be a little more within the holiday spirit, because we are in October now, and we got to kind of cover some of these obscure holidays here.
Stuff that you see on Twitter. I mean, like I said, I'm on Twitter a lot, and I always browse the trending that comes out.
This one is about the Columbus Day in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat that for you. Columbus Day Parade in Columbus, Ohio was canceled.
Well, the whole day was canceled.
Oh, the whole day was canceled.
The whole day is canceled. Because basically, the opinion on Columbus Day that he's, terrible.
Right.
And I think everyone, they kind of understand now. I think once you get older, you kind of realize, like, it's kind of fucked.
The story they force-fed you was kind of bullshit.
And they still promote that as history. But, so now it's in conjunction with Columbus Day is also Indigenous Peoples Day.
Right. So that's why they canceled it, to make way for Indigenous Peoples Day.
So the city that was named after it decided to not celebrate the holiday at all.
I mean, that's kind of cool. Cause
I think it's a good step forward,
yeah,
honestly.
It's progressive. I mean, at least it's not like they, at least they have something to supplement it and to teach people about the culture that potentially could have gotten wiped out.
I'm still bringing up that I'm still kind of a history nerd, so it's not like he actually discovered North America.
Right.
So I don't really understand why we credit him with it anyway.
And I saw something the other day that they were trying to say that, and it makes sense because they try to credit him with discovering America, but the Norse people, Leif Erikson, found it, before him.
Yeah, and then even before that, they even have, links to Ponce de Leon landed on mainland United States. That's what we should really celebrate.
Right.
Because Leif Erikson landed up in Canada.
Right.
So.
And us being Floridians, obviously we've got Ponce de Leon, trivia shoved down our throats.
That's our bread and butter.
Yeah, and then you go to fucking St. Augustine down here, and it's like, well, we go to the Fountain of Youth, which is literally, folks, in case you've never been there. You go there, you pay, I don't even know how much it is anymore. It's probably like $15.
It's like your typical elementary school water fountain, but then they put little rock facade over it.
Right. And then they make you pay for it.
And they're like, you can't touch it, but you can get it in this bottle of water at the gift shop.
Right. It kind of reminds me like of the Water Boy when he pulls out that glacier bottle and it like shines. Like that's what they want you to think it is, but it's literally you're just paying like $10 for probably Zephyr Hills because Zephyr Hills is popular down here too.
It's from the aquifer, so technically the Fountain of Youth would be from the same water.
Well, right.
As the aquifer.
Right.
Anyway, so.
That's true. Well, and it reminds me too of because we took a trip to the Great Smoky Mountains for my birthday.
Oh yeah.
And
the old caverns.
And we were decided to go to the caverns, and they're like sitting there, and they go,
got
Well,
too much accent on.
Well, his name was Tyler,
Yeah.
just to start it, and he was like, "Well, if you look over here, there's a runoff that goes to the fresh-fed fish that you just saw outside." And then he kind of sounded like whatever that guy's name is from Family Guy, Bill or.
I can't remember what you're talking about.
Anyway,
He's got the vest.
Oh no! And then he goes, "Well, if y'all want to get some, it's only like $10 in the gift shop."
It wasn't 10, but it was
something like that.
They're like, you can purchase this bottle of water, and I was like, why would anyone buy that?
And-
It's not water, it's water.
Yeah, and as he said that, I shit you not, this little kid goes, "Can we, Daddy? Can we get some?" Which
Yes, son, if you stop embarrassing me in public, we can.
So we just started laughing and had to, you can't take us out in public, especially with our 4 friends that we've been together since middle school.
So to bring it back in,
Yeah.
I think it's a good step to cancel Columbus Day because I don't think anyone really cares that much if we don't celebrate it, and I think they should push it to a different person who actually discovered America.
Right. I mean, and that they should even start pushing it to like different.
I don't think
states.
it's wrong because I mean,
yeah,
it's not like he's American. What it doesn't matter.
Right.
What the nationality is of who discovered it.
That's true. So, being it is that we are recording on a Sunday, and we probably will record on Sunday, putting the episodes on Monday, so be on the lookout for those. We're gonna do our top 5 football movies in our opinion because I saw this god awful compilation, and me and Tyler kind of had our arguments about each one.
I feel like there has to be an agreed on version of it.
Right. I mean, I don't want to put Rudy as number 1, but it definitely, and it's in my top 5. So I'll put Rudy at 5 on mine. I don't know what you would put yours.
You can't
Rudy in yours top 5.
Rudy's a little higher. I think Rudy's a little higher than me. So I think it's probably maybe like 3.
Yeah,
I put on.
That's fair.
That's where I would put Rudy because I think above that would probably be. Let's say Invincible. That's got Mark Wahlberg in it.
Right, that was
Tries
a good
out for
one.
the Eagles. That's a really good one.
Yeah, and I like that story in general.
And then probably number 1. Remember the Titans?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I think everyone's seen Remember the Titans.
I mean, I would put that as my number 1. What would you put your 4 as? You didn't say your 4.
I really do like We Are Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
It's also based on a true story, which is good.
5 is Rudy for me. 4, probably We Are Marshall. The Replacements is 3. Invincible's 2, and then probably a tie between like The Longest Yard and
I'd put probably Longest Yard at like 5.
yeah, the original one, not the god awful Adam Sandler remake.
I personally like both, but I do like the original.
Tell Rodney you got knocked the fuck out.
Actually, I forgot one. I'll knock off Longest Yard because I'm gonna put Little Giants in there.
Yeah, You can't beat Little Giants. That was like
or you can't beat Spike going. Spike don't play with girls. You can't beat that kid, and it's got Rick Moranis, and I love Rick Moranis.
So that's your week where he caught you up. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, now that we're caught up, now that you're caught up.
Yeah, exactly. So right now I think we're going to segue it into our closing arguments. And just as a reminder, refresher, so you don't have to rewind all the way back, we're going to talk about how it was a little ridiculous with the whole Lil Wayne concert being shut down because somebody basically yelled "shots fired" in the crowd and sent everybody into a panic.
I mean, you're trying to figure out what can we do in that situation because basically they said, well, we should increase security at these big venues that people attend,
right? And especially outdoor ones.
But so if you hear that, what do? You just cancel the whole night? So they basically given all purpose to someone who can just ruin it like that,
right? I even, just as an example too, is like Lil Xan, which I hate his guts. He had a fan actually threaten him. Like, he looked stupid as hell. It was this kid with 2 AKs shooting into a lake in the middle of nowhere, not caring where he was shooting the rounds to. God knows what cows he killed out in the middle of nowhere. But he threatened to come at him at his show in, like, I want to say it was Kentucky.
Why would there be cows in the middle of nowhere?
Well, if they're out in the middle of nowhere shooting, I mean, the bullet theoretically can travel up to 2 miles.
The cow needs to be on a farm.
Well, I know, but if they're out... Okay, never mind. Just fuck my logic then. But anyway,
What do cows do? There's not wild cows running around.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it could be like, you see like a spirit or Cimarron like just galloping in the distance, but it's not like that
Is there
anymore.
a gas leak?
What?
Is there a gas leak in here?
I don't know.
Spirits, cows in the middle of nowhere, prancing.
I was thinking of, what's that called? It's the cartoon of Cimarron, the spirit of whatever. Isn't that what it's called or something? Or was the
I thought the horse's name was Spirit.
Yeah, and it's a Cimarron.
Is he?
Yeah, that's the okay. That's
I don't even like horses.
Nay.
I only like ponies, man.
Little ponies, man. Anyway, so this guy threatened Little Xan, and they basically shut down the show, and that kind of ties into what I mean. There's no like, they just were fearing for that it could have happened, and I think that's what happened with this. Is that even if it wasn't like exactly in progress, I'm sure that they wanted to.
I'm trying to figure out what do you do in that situation, because it's got to take time to shut down the concert, investigate, restart the concert if they're even going to do that, or what they're just going to cancel it and you've lost your money and you've only watched 1/3 of a show that you paid for.
Right, and not to mention like the cops can't really control that chaos when it breaks out because people are
that
watching
really can't.
the news.
That can't be on anyone because it's like anything. So it's like a bomb threat.
Right.
They have to investigate it. It'll shut it down, and then
right, and it's almost like they more or less they just have to keep people safe as best as they can while people are running in different directions, and that's basically what happened. Is people were jumping over fences, like probably breaking their ankle
especially
or
the last
cutting themselves on the chain
last
link.
thing you want to do is be the guy that like it's a hoax and then someone gets shot.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Kevin Bacon in Animal House at the end when he's like, all is calm, remain calm, and all these people are like running him over as they go by. But, I mean, I think the whole like outdoor theater thing or like venue thing has kind of gone the way of the dodo? Yeah.
The dodo.
The dodo, yeah.
Extinct, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Australian bird.
Yeah, Australia. Australia.
Is it Australian? It's Australian, right? Or is it the kiwi?
That's the kiwi is
ornithology. The study of birds.
Yeah, we'll Google that.
Welcome to the ornithological podcast.
Yeah. We bird watch from my living room.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Words are hard, man.
Stuff.
We went to public school as a disclaimer.
Yeah, Orange County Public Schools raised us.
Don't say it.
I don't know. I mean, it's if we did just eliminate outdoor venues, I think we would kind of cut the middleman out there because we could.
I would say the problem with that though is that it's basically going to turn into maximum security concerts.
Right.
And so you're going to have to go through metal detectors. They're going to wand you, which, I mean, they do normally.
Yeah, I was going to say we're already doing that.
But it's going to be even more. So, where's the cost going to go, essentially?
Right. So, and that means that it could go into how much you pay to get in these concerts. Because it's like, you already pay, like, hell, $90 for...
Yeah, what, nosebleeds?
Yeah, so, and half of that is, like, venue taxes and, like, just to pay the artist to get there. Because they're paying them like 6 figures just to do one show.
Yeah. And they clearly want the profit from the show, so it's going to go somewhere.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. What would you think would be like a happy medium then?
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I mean, National Guard? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
It's almost sad that we have to get to that point, is we're going to have to go National Guard for security at these venues.
I mean, if it's like... I can understand if it's like a big, like the New Year's fireworks, for example. That would make sense because Times Square is like...
I'm just surprised it hasn't happened at something larger,
right?
Basically.
So, I mean, I think there's a lot that can be done. It's just sitting down and talking about it instead of like fearing... Because I think it was a YG concert recently. Like somebody did start shooting, and like 11 people got hit. So it's like, why even... give people the opportunity that have, malice to do that, because there's no way that you're going to just go after that one person. You're going to hurt a bunch of people.
I think to me, like, the responsibility still falls along the lines of people need to be responsible for what they're doing. Like, if you're screaming shots fired and it didn't happen, You should get strict punishment for that.
Yeah, boy who cried wolf scenario.
Yeah, because I mean that ruins concerts for everyone, and you're going to be worried about that every single time. Like no matter what, if you go to a concert, you're going to be worried about it in a way. You're going to have a good time, but you're in the back of your mind, it always comes up.
But I mean, also there's the fact that for example, Lil Wayne does talk about gun violence a lot, so it's not like.
It's not the craziest thing in the world.
I myself was there, it's not like I wouldn't believe it if somebody said that, because I'm already like looking over my shoulder anyway all the time.
It's not like you're not going to see me run for the first time.
Yeah. Where'd Tyler go?
Oh, that boy gone.
Damn.
That boy gone.
He's fast.
He's the fastest boy.
He's the fastest man alive. So, I don't know. I mean, I hate that we're in a time where we have to worry about that, and our children, future children, if we even have them, we'll have to worry about it, or just the future generations in general.
Yeah, I guess if I'd have to close it out, I'd say that we're going to keep going to these things, and it's to the people that if it doesn't happen, don't scream it out. Like,
right?
What, you want to be that guy who called out shots fired and got the Lil Wayne concert canceled, even though you were there, you paid for it? What's the point?
And the sad part is where we're at in life is like they could put that as their Instagram like headline. Yeah. I was the guy that yelled shots fired at a Lil Wayne concert.
So one guy, it's Vitaly on YouTube, who he's like the streaking guy at like the World Series.
Yeah.
It's his clickbait YouTube video, like I called shots fired at the Lil Wayne concert.
Yeah, exactly. And then it shows like the chaos,
and then he gets paid or something.
Right. But I think we've kind of delved into that closing argument a little bit.
Yeah.
Tune in next week because we'll probably have something more. We try not to get too political because
I mean we just want to cover the things that we would think you'd want to hear about, and we're always going to give our opinion on it. And of course, everyone else's opinion is valued.
Right. And I mean, I feel like every time you turn on or pull out your phone or your laptop, you've got so much political nonsense.
And on TV, I mean, they're always it's the network. The network is going to say like you can only go a certain way. Like you don't want to offend people this or like that. And it's like we're not aiming towards that, but I mean we're going to have our own opinion, just like everyone else is. You call it stupid, anything like that, it's fine.
Right. So going forward, we're actually going to go into our pick six, which is actually dedicated to George Taliaferro.
You were the one that said it wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Me.
Yeah, I know. I bungled this one up.
Who was George Taliaferro?
Taliaferro. He actually passed away at 91 and he was what they're labeling as the Jackie Robinson of the NFL because he was the first African American to be drafted into the NFL to the Bears first.
I like that you went PC. I'm so proud of you.
And I mean, I don't know. I feel like the whole black thing is kind of not in good taste when people are like the first black player. It's kind of like that's not really PC.
I feel like it makes it seem like it's not impressive, even though
right. It like minimizes it. It's like African American.
How big of a barrier that it was at the time to actually do. And I mean, you can't even imagine what sports are like anymore without mixed race.
Right. And I mean, he broke down the wall just like Jackie Robinson, so that's why they're saying,
especially like I said,
like
they're professional sports, and you shouldn't exclude anyone from them because there can be someone who's better.
Right.
It doesn't matter
from a different walk of life, even But I have family from Indiana, so it was kind of cool to see that he graduated from IU, and then he also played for the Colts. Which go Colts! I think we're losing as of right now to the Jets, or have lost
because Sam Darnold's given the
because it's already 4:00, so I'm gonna hate to check the score. So give us a few seconds. We're gonna segue into the pick six and get our 6 random beer that we got from Total Wine, and we'll explain more in just a second. And welcome back. We're here for our pick six.
It smells so bad in this corner. It smells like a frat boy's carpet.
We have went to Total Wine and More, which this was Tyler's first time.
Sponsor us. We're starving. The kids are starving.
We've got starving kids here.
Please feed them. Please sponsor us.
But I've been to Total Wine so much that I have a membership. I got some points for this, so I think we're going to continue the trend.
If you've never been to Total Wine, it's like a religious mecca.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like an alcoholic's wet dream is what I would call it.
Yeah. We're about to get a little creamy with our first beer.
Yeah, so in our first one, just to give a rundown of how we picked these, is
It's completely random. So there's 10 aisles in Total Wine. There's 2 separate sides. So 10, you pick 2, and then we pick one of the beers from the shelf.
Right. So our first one is...
It's from Bold City Brewery. It's going to be called Killer Whale Cream Ale.
Right.
So you can take your first one. I'll grab mine. I'm going to act like full, wine enthusiast here.
Yeah, the smell's kind of...
It smells...
It's off-putting, I'll give you that.
Like an armpit?
But I gotta say, I love the can.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's probably the best part.
That's definitely something I would pick. I don't know why cream ale is something that people want, but I guess people like cream soda.
So bottoms up, my friend.
Yes. I'm kind of surprised. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's definitely a hoppier beer. It's not your typical light beer. I don't know where they get the cream.
Yeah, I don't taste any
that at all.
Sweet or anything.
So I'm not sure where they get that idea.
It's almost like a sour mixed with a IPA almost. In a way.
It's close to that. That's why I would say it's more like a sour. But yeah, I mean I would finish that. Like if I had a can of that, I would drink that. It's not an everyday beer, I would say, but it's something that's different if you want to mix it up.
Something to try. I mean, I wouldn't see that as like a sessional where I'd sit at the pool.
I wouldn't
and drink that.
Yeah, I wouldn't crack like 6 of those.
Yeah, I'd be like, one's the good, thanks.
I don't even know if it says it on there. Does it say how much alcohol's in it? We should probably look before this, shouldn't we?
Probably.
Oh well, it's beer.
You can Google it. Damn it,
it's beer.
So our second one.
No wait, we get 1 to 10. 1 to 10 on the Killer Whale Cream Ale.
Oh, sorry. I would give it a.
We could also rank them if you want to do that. I don't know. We didn't really get the format done.
Yeah.
But we could probably do like a ranking, like which one we like best as well. So I'd probably put what do you think?
I'd make that. Well,
give it like a 7,
or do we want to do that at the end?
I'd give it like a 7.
Yeah.
I would say
I'd give it like a 7 out of 10.
So yeah, and then we can just rank them at the end.
Right.
So we'll go like.
So the next one is from the Swamphead Brewery. It is the Cottonmouth Belgian-style wheat beer.
Wheat beer.
Ale brewed with spices. And this is...
Spices.
Spices. It has 5% by volume alcohol in it.
ABV.
ABV. So the smell is, again...
It smells like a trash beer.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily drink this if somebody handed it to you at a party. I would say you'd just be like, "What the hell is this?"
I'm realizing more and more you probably just shouldn't smell beer.
Yeah, I mean, and then
it's a golden color. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say any wheat.
Like it has the color of like a sour almost. Like it looks like applesauce in liquid form.
Wow, that's strong.
Yeah, that's
a strong hoppy taste. Which I mean, you kind of get that from wheat beers. Because that's kind of where all the flavor lies, is in the wheat.
But I mean,
if you it's kind of like Sam Adams, right?
That's wheat beer. Yeah. I don't know if that's the same in.
If I had to compare it, that'd be what it tastes like. It kind of tastes like a Sam Adams,
like one of the seasonal ones.
Yeah,
like a Oktoberfest or something like that, or winter ale. But it's got that sour aftertaste. So if I was to not look at the can and just drink it, I would be like, this is a sour. But...
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible by any means.
And just for the audience, Tyler, I've taken him...
I'm not as cultured.
Yeah,
sure.
I took him to World of Beer once, and we weren't even there 5 minutes, and he's like, why the hell are we here?
I'm not very good at the style of beer that I like. I like the beer that tastes good. And I can even go, I like trash beer. I will not deny it that I'm a full-blood American man. Just can.
So
it's cancer.
Oh, sorry.
I'm the ranker here. What would you give that out of 1 to 10?
I'd give that one an 8.
So you like that more than the Killer Whale?
So far.
Because I like it less.
I like it so far. I mean, we've still got 4 to go, but that's... So far, I'd rank that the higher one.
I'm going to put it lower. Let me try it again. It's just I don't know. It's almost too... It might be good with food, I would say.
Yeah,
Like, because when you drink a beer, I think when you're drinking a beer just by
That's
itself,
what it pairs with too, just like wine.
yeah, like drinking it like multiple of them, you want kind of like a neutral taste,
Right.
and like that because you're gonna be drinking it the whole time.
Right.
So I'd put it under. I'd probably give it like a 6. I put it like right under. Like I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Right. Next.
This is Hofbrau Dunkel. It is a German beer. Well,
And it's from the Hofbrau München
which is Munich.
Brewery, which I'm assuming that's out of.
It is it's Munich, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's a dark Munich specialty beer. It's a 5.5%.
So we're getting a little more dangerous as we go along, folks.
Well,
Yeah.
it's definitely darker.
Yeah, this would look like.
They ain't lying.
Yeah,
this
this-
looks like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I'd give.
It looks
that
exactly like Coke.
description too.
Yeah.
The smell is definitely like a stout, which, for the record, I hate stouts. It's just one of those things I can't drink out of the craft beer
I don't
selection.
mind them. Like certain stouts, like coffee stouts, I don't mind. But
Yeah.
I'm not. Any darker usually isn't better for me
Right.
down the line for beer, at least. Yeah, you definitely get that coffee flavor.
Yeah.
Like
It's
any
gotta-
stout, it's like any stout.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's not bad. I mean, I like it for a darker ale.
I'd put that above the Cottonmouth for sure. Like I think it's got a better like drinking flavor. So the aftertaste is like coffee, like again, like any stout.
I'd say that to me, I would tie that with because I gave the cream ale a 7 too
Yeah,
with you, so I'd tie them.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Like I said, I don't hate stout. It's just they're not my favorite for sure.
Not to mention, it seems like the stouts are what always screw you up when you're doing an Irish car bomb. It's like I can do this. I can do this. Ooh, never mind.
Yeah, that's never a good idea. You don't want to do too many Irish car bombs, that's
No.
for sure. And next we're going to do, it's called Two Brothers. It's from Two Brothers Artisan Brewing. It's called the Prairie Path Golden Ale, and it's gluten free because
So-
that's what we landed on in the aisle.
Shout out to G-Man trying out some gluten-free beer for you. So I'll let you know if this. I would
It's not bad, like I
stock
said.
the fridge with it.
Yeah, again, another golden color has golden ale. Is gonna
Yeah,
be,
I mean, if you were to look at it head on, it kind of looks like a Miller Lite or Coors, like without looking at the bottle.
student ABV is 5.1 as well.
No, we're downgraded a little bit.
Yeah. So really hit the stout before you hit the gluten free.
But this what I would categorize as like it smells like stale beer.
Yeah, it's that cotton mouth thing again. Like it smells like trash beer, like beer that's been sitting there too long,
Right.
and that's usually I think what they smell like as they get I don't know hoppier, I guess,
Right.
because they're more fermented.
Well, yeah, I mean, but hoppier for you is not as because I
Oh God!
and I haven't even tasted it yet. I can just tell by your reaction. I'm probably not going to like it.
I'm gonna tell you what I think it tastes like, and you let me know if you agree with me.
Okay, go ahead.
It tastes like an old sock.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I don't know where they get off on making it taste like this.
Yeah, I mean, we got to figure too. We've got all these different beers on our palate right now, so
I
the
feel like
deeper we go, we're gonna have a different taste of it. But I don't think I would enjoy. This one.
I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, this one is probably like a 3 for me. I don't.
Yeah, I
really
would
enjoy
agree.
it.
I would agree on that fully.
Two Brothers gets
Two
two
Brothers.
thumbs down.
Straight. That's not great. And then next we have it is Bavik Super Pills.
Which I had the pleasure of sampling because there was only so much left in the can after we poured our two
Yeah,
solo cups.
it's going to be from Belgium and it's 5.2.
Okay,
So let's see.
moving back up there.
Yeah, moving on up. Being shown burning.
But to me, like, this is what I would categorize as like the beer you would get if you went
Yeah,
to
this is American. Like you're going to see American beer looks like this.
Yeah.
All Pilsner beer looks like American beer.
right, but the taste and the smell is like it. If you went to a German restaurant or like a beer garden, like an authentic beer garden, it's
Yeah.
exactly what it tastes like.
I mean, it's a beer. Like I can't describe it any other way. It smells like a beer. It looks like a beer. It's not off-putting. It's normal.
and then it tastes.
So it's really neutral. So
It,
yeah, like that to me that's smooth. Like that's
Yeah.
something that I could drink all day.
yeah, and it's it's definitely something that you would get from the European selection if you were to go to like a high-end liquor store.
It's definitely the style of beer that I like more.
Right, and it's hell. We should have got more of these, to be honest with you.
I don't think that's how it works, but I mean, if we went back and you're like, I want something different. I mean, even though you can get an American beer that tastes similar to this, you're probably not going to get the alcohol content though.
But you're right. I mean, this is where they get their idea for all pilsners, American pilsners especially.
I would agree. I would put that higher than the cream ale for sure. So I put that probably an 8 or 9, 8.5.
I give it a 9.
The one I'm least looking forward to, as always, it's from New Zealand. I'm guessing it's 8 Wired is the brewing company.
Yeah.
It's called Hippie Berliner. It's a sour hoppy ale.
Again, the can's pretty cool, but we had to put these in my freezer to kind of flash freeze them, if you want to call it that.
So when you get them off the shelf, they're warm.
Yeah.
And you can do a mix and match, and then you have to chill them. So we kind of wanted to get them done quick.
Yeah, we're racing against time.
It's 4%.
So some of this came out very chunky when we opened the can, and the can kind of exploded in my freezer.
I don't think it's going to ruin it because it was really the top layer that got frozen.
Yeah, but I know you don't like.
Yeah, I'm
sours.
I've never liked sour. I never probably will.
It just depends on what kind of sour it is, like of the local.
Wow, that's a strong scent. Like it's not bad, but
it's not as bad as like 3 beers back.
Yeah, you get that fruity scent, and it's really cloudy on top.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna put that way at the bottom because that's great. That's a great beer.
That's almost like drinking if you were to put an atomic warhead. You know what I'm talking about? In a liquid form.
You've had, grapefruit, right?
Right.
I'm assuming that's where most of the sours come through.
Maybe. With hops, I'm sure. I mean, so citrusy taste. Yeah,
it kind of gives you that citrusy. So if you've had grapefruit, because we have a grapefruit tree in our backyard, so I've had fresh,
fresh
under, they're ripe, underripe, I guess you would say.
Right. Yeah.
And so you cut open that, and it's like that. With an atomic warhead in it,
right? So that's it, exactly. That's a pretty good. I mean, I like it. I mean, I know I probably like it more than you anyway. Before we first opened the can,
it gave me shivers down my spine of what that tastes like. That
I wouldn't give it a 10, but
you would give. Oh my god, you would even put it above a 5.
A 7.5. I'd say
I'd put it way low.
So
that's fuck. Even if you do kind of like that taste, I don't see how most people could get past 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's a strong taste.
That's one that you pound and then you get just a little buzzed off of it.
I think it's
to get caught up.
It's the lowest. Yeah, it's the lowest one.
Yeah, is it?
It's the lowest ABV out of all of them.
What is it?
4%.
Oh wow. Huh.
Yeah. So it's what's the point? That's where I'm.
So overall, are we in agreement that probably?
Okay, so this is how I am. I've got Hippie Berliner's last, which is the sour hoppy. The Two Brothers, which is the gluten free.
Right.
The Cottonmouth, which is the wheat beer.
Right.
And then we're tied for the cream ale for the Killer Whale.
Right.
And then the Hofbrau, which is a dark.
Yeah.
And then we
which I'm surprised I liked more.
I'm kind of I'm even on that, and then the Bavik, I would say, is the top.
Yeah,
that's the Pilsner.
Yeah, if we were to go back tonight, we'd probably get a 6er of that.
Yeah, for sure. I would drink that all day.
Right.
The other one, to kind of, what are you ordering? And I want to look a little fancy, I might order the Killer Whale cream ale.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to that,
that's something you want to try to impress people. I'm a beer connoisseur.
Yeah, I know my flights, sir. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
I think the only difference is I think you'd put the sour higher, right?
Right.
Because you like them.
I put it in between the Bavik and the Killer Whale. Or no, 7. Yeah, because it was a 7.5. So yeah, because we both put the Killer Whale at a 7, and the Hofbrau.
It's right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
it's okay. I mean, you do like sour beers, that's for sure. That to me, if you don't like any sour beers, don't get that one.
Yeah.
Because wow.
So that was our pick 6 for our first ever inaugural podcast. Inaugural podcast. So please send us some ideas. We're going to have some social media up so they can send us ideas of what beers we should try.
See if we can find them at Total Wine and everything like that. But most of the time it's random.
Right. So, I mean, the more the merrier. If you have the suggestions, we'll go for it if we can find it in Florida where we live. So
I would say, as always, if you like what you hear, tell your friends, spread the word. We're gonna try to keep doing what we're doing. Keep it going.
Yeah.
And as always, have a good one.
Yep. Have a better one.